Hi, I'm Ashley,
Hi, and I'm Whitney,
and we are the Back Porch Mamas Fellowship. We're two mamas sharing real-life conversations about faith, motherhood, marriage, and homemaking with plenty of encouragement, laughter, and grace along the way. So grab your coffee
or sweet tea,
settle in, and be part of the community where faith and everyday life meet, because here there's always room for one more on the porch.
Hello, and welcome back to the Back Porch Mamas Fellowship. We hope you guys had a great week. How was your week, Ashley?
It was awesome. It was Memorial Day weekend, and so we went down to South Carolina. We skipped the bad weather and got some gorgeous sunshine. I actually got burnt from sitting out in the sun for a little too long, but we had a wonderful week. Luke loved the beach. He loved going out and playing in the sand and taking a walk on the beach. He enjoyed it so much. And I'm so happy because he previously did not like the beach.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that for him.
Yeah.
I can't wait for him and Sadie to be able to play together at the beach.
Yes.
I think keep each other entertained.
I think now it would be a lot of fun for him. We ended up, we brought down a sand bucket and a few small castle containers. Mm-hmm. And we ended up accidentally breaking our sand buckets. So we went to Walmart and they had these cool sand digger trucks, like a backhoe with a dump truck on the back. And we ended up getting that for him. And he played for no lie, like an hour by himself. Didn't even talk to us, didn't even speak to us. He was just in his zone, playing with his truck and his shovel.
That is exciting. That's really... Speaking of sunburn, have you ever used fresh aloe on your sunburn before?
Yes.
I think it works so much better than the green stuff you buy in the bottle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
I think it worked really well on my back. I think my chest got a little too burnt for it to work that miraculously. But when I was at the beach, though, I was scrolling through TikTok and I saw this mom who makes her own sunscreen.
Oh.
And I was thinking, that's really interesting just because because of my industry, I'm a scientist. I have made sunscreen like for a name brand before. And I know all of the chemicals that go into sunscreen. And so I was thinking, if you can get this stuff from Amazon, obviously it's still chemicals, everything is a chemical. But that it's so much more like friendly, ingredient friendly.
Adam is totally against sunscreen. He will not put sunscreen on, and every time I put sunscreen on Sadie, he's like, that is so terrible. The sun is better for you than what you're slathering all over her. And I'm like, I agree with that to an extent, but too much sun. So I'll wait like 15 minutes until I put the sunscreen on. But even then, I don't like it either.
Yeah.
I try to go with the least amount of chemical ones I can find.
Yeah.
Like, I think they have a baby bum one, and it smells like mud almost. I feel like I don't know what it's made out of, but it doesn't have some of the bad things in it.
So I think I might try and go on and see if I can. Some of the ingredients were things that like you're gonna have to get on Amazon. Like I think it was like zinc oxide.
Yeah.
So I will definitely have to.
Right?
What?
Desitin. That's all Desitin is, right?
I don't know. I think I took the ingredient list, but I'm sure Dustin has other stuff in there that maybe. It's not just pure. Maybe. But anyway, because this should be a powder. But anyway, so I might see, but I wanted to I've seen some people have these strips that you can put the strip on and then put the sunscreen over it, and you can see the strip will tell you if you're getting sun, like it'll change colors.
In the episodes of Bluey, they have those on their face. Have you seen that? Like they put these, it's like green and orange stripes.
Oh yeah, I think that's the mermaid episode.
Yeah, I think that's what that is, because I looked it up and I was like, what is that? And apparently in Australia, like they're not even allowed to use the types of sunscreens that we use here because it destroys their coral reefs.
Yes. Well, we've removed it from when I was the scientist working on sunscreens, I removed all of the ingredients that was supposed to kill the coral reef.
It is insane that we slather things on our bodies that kill coral reefs.
Yeah.
And we spray things all over our plants to keep the bugs and the pests away, and then we consume it ourselves.
I know.
I don't understand.
I never thought that I would be a crunchy mom, but apparently I am becoming a little bit more of a crunchy mom.
I've never heard of those terms before, but I feel like I'm somewhere in the middle. I think what is it called? Scrunchy? I think that's
is that what it's called? Perhaps that is where I am.
In some ways you are, and in some, like, Sadie's a little bit feral, but at the same time, she's a little bit like, and I mean, go ahead and have the Oreos, but also, like, let's have bone broth. That's good for you, right?
Yeah, good point. Good point.
Yeah.
Because we definitely do. I mean, I try to have healthier snack options, but we totally have the goldfish and the stuff. I think, but it's also, I think, one of those balances. If you are so to one side that you never let them have the snacks that their friends have, then they are just going to binge on it.
Go hog wild.
Yes. When they can. And then if you were on the total opposite side, where you just let them have all of the junk and all of the like bad stuff, then they're never going to learn to enjoy the good stuff like fruit or vegetables or all of that stuff. So yes, I feel like being in the middle somewhere. There's moderation for everything.
That's very true.
Water is good for you, but not too much.
Yeah. That's so true.
So anyway, how was your weekend, Whitney?
It was okay. It rained a lot here, and we did not go anywhere for Memorial Day weekend. But my sister did come over, and she brought me a ton of clothes. And I was so excited about that because I was thinking to myself, I feel like I don't have a lot of clothes. Like, when you go to church, you don't want to wear short dresses. I mean, you shouldn't be too overly, but I feel like church is completely different. Like, even kneeling at church to me might be a little bit, or above the knee.
Above the knee, I don't do, but knee length I will do.
Yeah. So I was thinking I really need some clothes for church because I go every Sunday now and I don't have a ton of clothes. So I just had thought that days before. And then Kayla was like, I have all these clothes. Some of them are mine. Some of them this lady gave to me. And I'm going to throw them away. And I was like, bring them to my house. I'll go through them. And I was so excited. I tried everything on that same night.
Oh, yeah. I've been feeling like I want to go thrifting for some new church dresses as well. Like, typically I would just go on Amazon, but I would like to go like thrifting and see if I can find something that would be secondhand, where it like give new life to clothing versus just buying it. And so
it can be fun. You can I have found things at Goodwill and stuff that still have tags on them.
Yeah.
And so like no one ever wore it.
Yeah.
And they're really nice.
I would like to go to the thrift store that's right up here, the Christian thrift store, where proceeds go towards ministry or I don't know, whatever. But it's not just a corporation.
Yeah. Are you talking about the one that's right here? Oh, okay. I've been in there quite a
time. I've donated stuff to there, but I've never actually been in there to shop.
Oh, wow. They have a lot of furniture and they have a lot of everything. It's way more stuff than Goodwill, I feel.
Yeah, they have one that's close-ish to my house on my side of town.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
As well, yeah. So we've donated stuff to both locations. As I get a pile of donations ready, I just try to take it over here.
Yeah. I also, this weekend, I was going to make cinnamon rolls with my sourdough, but I let it ferment too long on the counter again. I did it overnight, so it was like 12 hours before I got to it. And so I made focaccia and I put like cream cheese icing on top. It was like cinnamon roll focaccia. It was so good. It was literally the best thing I think I've ever made.
I am so glad that you said that because I was reading that being like, how do you say that type of thing? So say it again.
So what I did was like, I just like put butter all over it because focaccia is like you stick your focaccia.
Focaccia.
It's
that's the word that I was like, I have no clue how you say this.
Yeah. So I just like dimple. Most of the time people put like olives or cheese like and make it like a savory type of bread. But when you go to Cece's.
You made it as jalapeno cheddar last time.
I did. I made jalapeno cheddar focaccia, and then this past time I did the cinnamon roll one, and it was
it looked good.
It was really crunchy on the bottom, and like it was really good. I put a lot of butter.
Yeah,
which probably made it taste really good. Yeah.
Butter makes everything better.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to tell you, this weekend when we were at the beach, Luke was taking a nap. And so Nathan and Luke were back up in the room and I was out on the beach just reading my book. And these two youngish girls, college age, came up to me and asked if they said they were going around and talking to people, if they could ask me some questions. And I was like, sure.
Was it like a quiz?
No, so I was like, what are you what are you asking? Like, what is this for? And so then they explained that they were missionaries from Wisconsin, that their college was doing a 4-week mission trip at the beach. And they were trying to share the good news of the gospel to as many people as they could. So I happily talked to them about growing in my walk with Jesus and how I would describe the gospel to somebody else who didn't know it. I could probably improve that answer.
Yeah. It's hard to be put on the spot and answer that question. Yeah.
Yes. And just, a few things that, but it was just such a positive experience. So I asked them how it was going, how long they had been there, and they had only been there for 4 days. They said that they had got to talk to some really interesting people and that they had shared the good news and got about 50 people to learn and give their life to Christ, which I thought was just amazing.
Yeah, that is really, really nice.
So, Erica and Aaron, if you are listening, I appreciate the conversation.
Oh, yeah, that is really sweet of them.
So the book that I was reading, it is so good. I absolutely love Southern fiction. Anything that's based in South Carolina is my absolute favorite. So I have started reading The Isle of Palms by Dorothea Benton Frank. And I am in love. The main character is so hilarious, to the point I listen to it combination of audiobook and reading the physical book.
Right.
I was listening to it in the car at a red light, was laughing so hard I couldn't open my eyes to see the light had turned green. Oh my gosh, it is just so. I mean, it has some moments that are oh, this is rough. There are some I would say trigger warnings, content warnings. But overall, it is just lifted my spirits so much.
That's good. As far as Southern fiction goes, have you ever watched Fried Green Tomatoes?
No.
Oh my, you have got to watch that movie. You have got to watch it. It's so good.
Isn't that the book though too?
I think it might be a book, but you are like, oh, that's the book. And I'm like, no, it's a movie.
Yeah, because I want to say that the author also has a book called something at the Whistle Stop Inn.
Well, the Whistle Stop Cafe is in Fried Green Tomatoes. So maybe we're thinking about, maybe the name of the book is the Whistle Stop Cafe.
I think it might be I don't know.
Oh, yeah. You should watch the movie.
I will have to look it up. Yeah.
Speaking of movies, I watched Remarkably Bright Creatures this weekend, and at first I was like, this is weird. And Adam came in as the movie was starting, and he was like, you're really gonna watch a movie about a talking octopus right now? And I was like, it's just on in the background, I'm not really watching it. And it slowly became an obsession. I was watching it, I was glued to the television. It was such a good movie. I mean, the talking octopus is at the very beginning, and every now and again he might have a little bit of narration going on, but that was not the main part of the movie. Okay. And it was so good. I was been telling everyone about it that will listen. You need to go watch that movie on Netflix because it's so good.
You told me about it, and I was like, oh yeah, that's a book. I know. But I thought it was a young adult book, maybe because of the talking octopus.
Maybe, but he's not really talking. It's just he's not moving his gills or whatever. I don't even know. It's just you're hearing his thoughts. Yeah, you're hearing the octopus's thoughts.
Yeah, maybe, and it also when I went back and looked at the cover, it looks like it would be a young adult book cover. It's just very bright, very vibrant, very young adulty.
And it's not even when I started watching it, I first thought the remarkably bright creature was going to be the octopus, but it was really the octopus talking about how we're remarkably bright creatures.
Oh, it sounds very deep.
It is. It's very deep. It is whoa, it's definitely a ride. I loved it. I've watched it 3 times.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, because I was I gotta watch it again because it was that good.
Oh my goodness. I might have to try the book and then watch it, because 99% of the time the book is better than the movie.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people say, but I'm the type of person that I will sit down and watch a movie way faster than I'm going to sit down and read a book, other than the Bible. And speaking of the Bible, I've been reading
Sorry, I was not meaning to. Everybody is different. I just find it way easier to like listen to an audiobook. But anyway, going back to your Bible.
Yeah. I was reading Exodus. Within the past week, I read Exodus, Leviticus, and Deuteronomy. I'm almost in Joshua, I think, is the next book. And I'm so excited to get to the part where they go to Jericho, and I guess David and Goliath are coming up very soon. I'm really excited to read it. Like, I've listened to it before, and of course heard the stories 100 times and heard it be talked about at church, but I've never like actually sat down and read it.
There's something so special about actually reading through it, even the quote unquote boring parts.
Yeah,
because it was so important to them.
Yeah, important enough for them to continue to like repeat it over and over about the offering, and what you should be doing, and a lot of it was kind of barbaric to me, and like I can't believe that. It's hard to imagine in your mind, like taking the bulls and slaughtering them and splashing the blood up against the altar and all that.
Yeah,
I can't imagine
doing that. But then I wonder, like, was that not weird in their day?
I mean, I think that other people that didn't believe in God were doing that too, sacrificing their.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
So maybe it was just.
I think it's just the splashing the blood.
Yeah.
It makes me like, ooh.
Yeah. And a lot of other things that I read, and I was just like, really. But it's interesting. It was really interesting to me, and I enjoyed every minute of it.
I just remember the first time that I read through it being like, man, like God is so violent, like going through and just like killing all these people. And the second time I read through it, I was like, oh, like they weren't repenting.
Yeah.
They had hundreds, if not thousands of years to repent, and they never did. So like he'd given them their chance.
Yeah. And yeah, it's very hard to read. Some of it's hard to read. The ground opening up and swallowing all the people into the ground.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that happen. But my thing is, if God was with them and there was this guiding light of God that was
the fire
telling them where to go, and they had God's presence so heavily, why were they acting like that? Like, I just don't understand. Like, why were they grumbling and complaining about walking through the desert the first time? Why? And then I was reading about the Nephilim, because, you know, I hear people on social media talk about that all the time. It's sensationalized now. People are like, you know, think that our government knows about the Nephilim and things like that. And I was reading about it and I was like, wow, like I never really paid attention to that before. And for one reason, I thought that all the Nephilim were destroyed in the flood. I thought that was the whole, a major point of the flood.
Yeah.
But like after the flood, in Exodus, when they go to the land flowing with milk and honey, he sends the people out to go look and see what's going on over there.
Giants.
And they have giants. And I was like, so they weren't. So do we still have people that have that blood in them now to this day?
I don't know.
It was very interesting to me. But my brain goes down a rabbit hole.
I feel like I have just been like studying what we study for our Bible study. So I feel like I want to figure out some kind of reading plan. And I should, like, I just feel a little like I want to read a little bit more. But I also don't know when I would have time to read a little bit more. It takes me all week to read the 3 chapters that we study for Bible study.
Yeah.
So.
Whereas me, like, after Sadie goes to bed at night, usually that's my main priority is to read. And then I'll do what I want to do. And if it's too late, then sometimes I don't get to do what I want to do. But I really enjoy so far the Old Testament. Even though before, I feel like Jesus isn't present. So it kind of
you can see
a little bit sad.
There is so many times that you can see Jesus. And perhaps it's more towards like Psalms and, you know, the prophets and whatever. Yeah. But I still feel like there are so many times where I was like, wow, that reminds me of Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been very interesting. I've never read the Bible cover to cover, like the books in order, even though the books are not in order.
Yeah.
But I've never read it like just front to cover. And that's my plan.
Yeah, I had not read it like cover to cover, like page 1 through page whatever is the last page.
Right.
But I did read it chronologically 2 years in a row. I just didn't feel a calling to read it again like that for a third year.
Yeah.
And then like we were doing our Bible study, and so I just feel like I need to find some kind of study to do.
I'm very jump all over the place, and I still do. Like on some nights, like I'll just be like, I don't feel like reading and whatever. When I was in Leviticus, or I think it was Leviticus when they were talking about all the offerings.
Yeah,
I was like, sometimes I had to take a break because it was just repetitive over and over and over and over. I was like, I need something else in my life tonight. I need something that's going to nourish my soul.
Yeah.
And not make me feel.
Oh, that was one of the questions that they asked, if I had a favorite book of the Bible. And I did not. I don't. At least not at this point in life. No one specific book speaks to me greater than another.
I really like Matthew.
Matthew, okay. I was going to see if you had a favorite book. What speaks to you in Matthew?
I just like the way that Matthew was written. And I think that it has the most details. And maybe in some weird way, like after watching The Chosen, it makes me feel partial to Matthew.
Oh, okay.
Maybe that's what it is. But I like the fact, like, I really like Matthew 24 when it talks about Jesus coming back. Like, it brings me some sort of peace. Yeah. It really does.
Yeah.
And I look forward to it in a way. I mean, and I like reading about it.
Yeah.
And I also like Proverbs. Proverbs is really good.
Yes, I do like Proverbs. Yeah. It is also like one of those where like kind of have to be in the mood to read it.
Yeah.
But maybe I might try to do Proverbs in July because it's 31 chapters. You can do one a chapter a day.
Yeah.
And so I feel like that might be a good one to do. I also have been listening to more Psalms, like reading just specific Psalms and finding some comfort in those.
Yeah, they definitely have a lot of like comforting things.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I've never read Isaiah. I feel like Isaiah kind of reads like that. Almost like Psalms, doesn't it?
No.
I mean, it's kind of.
Maybe at some points, but I feel like I've heard Isaiah is basically like a mini version of the Bible.
Wow. Yeah, I don't think that I've ever really went through it because I can't really like remember much in it besides maybe like one verse, which is like, "Oh, God is with me," and.
So you said that you read in the evening. That's when you're able to get your Bible study in, right?
Yes, that's when I have like Sadie's asleep, and that's my time.
Yeah, mine is in the morning. I wake up early and I spend like the first 15 minutes of my day reading through the Bible. But I think you said that you don't really have that morning time that like Sadie gets up.
No, if I wake up, usually she's right behind me. You know, she can hear me like doing whatever I do.
Yeah.
Or sometimes she'll get up before I get up and she'll come get in the bed with me.
Yeah.
And she'll be like, Mama, I gotta go pee and I want something to eat. You know? So my morning is very busy. Like I wake up and it's go.
Yeah. I think I would have a hard time with that. But I think it's just so funny how every child is so different that like Sadie is like up and like wanting to like be with you first thing in the morning. Like Luke will wait until I come to get him.
Right.
Like, and like it's easy to do it in the like when we're at home. Like his bedroom is on the second floor, and so we just have it like gated off. Like even if he comes out of his bedroom, he can't come down the stairs.
Right.
But like when we were at the beach, it was just like a 1-bedroom type of situation. So he was sleeping on the couch. And he would stay in the living room, like leaning against the couch or sitting on the couch until we got up and came and said good morning to him. And then he would like start talking to us. But he would not come to wake us up. He would not even come into the bedroom. Like he stayed where we put him to sleep at. And like, it's just so weird how kids can be like so different.
Oh yeah. Sadie is all about, like, if she wakes up, she comes right in there. If it's in the middle of the night or in the morning, it doesn't matter. She'll come right in there and she'll like kiss me like on my eyelids and like give me butterfly kisses with her eyelashes. She'll say, mommy, it's time to get up. I'm like, okay, all right, just like let me like rub the sleeps out of my eyes really quick, and then it's just go. Like, she wants to go feed the chickens, she wants to go look at the garden, she wants to go pee, she wants something to eat, she's thirsty. It's like there is no, and Adam's like, I gotta wake up and I gotta sit on the couch for a minimum of like an hour. I'm like, that does not exist for me.
Yeah. Well, that exists for me, but only because I get up. Like, I mean, my wake up time, my alarm is set for 4:45.
Oh no.
And I read my Bible from 4:45 to 5 o'clock in the morning. So, like, because I purposely wake up and Luke gets up at 6, because I set my morning up so I can have the time to do what I need to do.
Yeah. I wake up like later in the day, but I also stay up later to have the time.
Yeah.
You know, and so Sadie goes to bed around 9 and she wakes up around, it depends. Like, sometimes she'll sleep till 9. Yeah. But sometimes she'll wake up like extra early.
Yeah. So Sadie and I go to bed at the same time.
Yeah.
Because I am usually like getting myself ready for bed at like 9 and I'm asleep by 9:30.
Right.
But again, I get up at 4:45. So Luke goes to bed at like, I try to get him to bed between like 7:30 and 8 o'clock. So I still have like an hour in the evening to myself. And I'm so proud of myself because I have been wanting to start working out more, like spending some time getting myself healthy, especially after our whole conversation of asking God into our weight loss. And so I've just seen so many studies where working out is so healthy for you. It keeps you in shape, but it also like keeps you like I should have done more research before I talk about it, but it's like basically like there's a line, like as you get to a certain age, like there is a line of like, if you don't stay above this like minimum, like baseline of like activity in your life, then you're more likely to get sick more often. And working out helps to keep you well above that line after you're like 30 years old.
Yeah.
So it's just really encouraged me. Like, even if all I do is like 15 minutes in the floor while Luke is watching some like Mickey in the evenings, like that I should be,
I actually do that. Like, I will lay on the floor and do sit-ups or a plank and things like that, or stretching and stuff. Yeah. And Sadie is right beside me, like doing everything I'm doing. Oh. It's really funny. And I'll be sitting there watching TV at night and she'll be laying on the floor, like lifting her leg and she'll be like, 1, 2, 3.
I tried that a while ago when Luke was a little bit, he was starting to walk, but he was not like great with his words yet, and definitely not like fully mobile like he is now. And he came and was like, what are you doing?
Sadie is all into like, I'm doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, everything I say, I'm so glad I'm not huge in cussing anymore. But once upon a time I was.
Yeah.
But now I really don't, because she literally, I mean, anything pronouncing things, she's never said the word before, but if I say it, she pronounces it.
Wow.
I'm like, thank goodness I don't say bad words, because
that's what I have to get on that a few times. Like, stop.
Yeah. I have a bad habit of saying like, I don't ever say like OMG, like, but I'll say, oh my goodness.
That's what I say.
Oh my gosh. And Sadie says like, oh my gosh. And when I hear her say it, I don't love that. Not that it's wrong, but it kind of is. You know, I don't know. It makes me feel some type of way. So I've been trying to not say that anymore.
But then, so I always think about like, what can I replace this with? What phrase, what exclamation would you replace? Like excitement.
Biscuits.
But oh, biscuits is supposed to be, it's not like an excitement thing, right? Isn't oh, biscuits like,
oh, darn it.
Oh, darn it. Yeah. Like,
I don't know. Well, what does Chili say on Blue? I love Bluey. Chili says, wackadoo.
Is that for excitement?
Yeah, that's for excitement. Wackadoo.
But I've heard that one.
It's like an Australian slang or something. See?
That one will have to grow on me.
Yeah. It's not something that comes straight to my mind. Like I go straight to like, oh my goodness, or
Oh my gosh.
Well, go ahead.
Speaking of Bluey, we We were watching Bluey, and I swear, over the 4-day weekend, this one or two episodes of Bluey came on like 3 times. The Granny Mobile.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. And then we also watched, and that was just hilarious. Like every time we watched it, we noticed something new about it. That it was like, that is just so funny.
Yeah.
And then the romance, the smoochy kiss one.
Oh yeah, so cute.
And then, so on the way home, we had watched that one like Tuesday or Monday evening. And so on Tuesday when we were driving home, I told him, Bluey is so relatable to parents because it is so true. It is so easy to get so caught up in parenting that you forget the romance between the two adults.
Yeah, that's very true. It's almost like your kids just take up all of your time if you don't really think about it.
Yes.
So I've been trying to teach Sadie how to write her name. So like I got this giant piece of paper and I was writing like a big SAYDIE. And I like very lightly did it. And I was like, I just traced it. And she was tracing it so well. She did such a good job. I was surprised. I was thinking like, and I was trying to get her to hold her pen or pencil or crayon, or whatever it is. And that's been exciting because I want her to know how to do stuff. I want her to be above where she needs to be if she does end up going to public school, which I don't want that, but if she does, I want her to be ready. Completely ready. So
and there are so many things that apparently these days you're required, like your kid is required to do before they even go into kindergarten, which I feel like is not the case when we went to school.
Like what?
Like I was hearing like shapes, numbers, colors, letters, like not just sing the alphabet, but like in random order. Letters. Like
Sadie, I feel like she can do all that, but like, I mean, I don't know what you mean by that, but like if I hold up like a B, because we used to have the letters in the tub. If I hold up a B, she'll be like B. And if I hold up like a Z, she'll be like Z. I mean, she knows what they are. But, but I try to work with her. I feel like I could totally homeschool her because she pays attention to me and she like learns from me. I mean, I don't know about when we get to like calculus and stuff because I didn't even take calculus. So I wouldn't be able to teach that to her. But
but they have co-ops where like if you didn't know that but you were good at something else, like you could get together and a different parent would teach the things that like they were good at, like science and math, where you might be better at like teaching reading and literature.
Yeah, I was pretty good in everything except for math. I mean, I got to geometry. I was really good in geometry, but algebra, no, not at all. I just couldn't it's not something that I could fathom. You know what I mean? Like, geometry, you can see it. It's like a thing. It's physical almost. Whereas algebra is like theoretical, is it? Like, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It's not real.
I mean, solving for X?
I mean, yeah, I guess. But like, there's other ways to go about it than the ways that they show you to go about it. It's just like making it really, really hard to figure out to me. Like, we're going to make it.
Because it was
Have you used algebra? Oh, you're a scientist, so you probably do use algebra.
Yes,
I use algebra. Am I?
Quite a bit.
Yes.
But like algebra
fractions,
and,
cooking, yes, but not algebra. I've never used algebra since I've been out of school, or geometry for that matter. Not to my knowledge, or maybe I haven't realized that I was using it. I don't know. I passed it, but I was not good at it. It just
depends on what you do with your life and time, right? Because like if you play pool, then you're using geometry, right?
Right,
angles,
Yeah, but geometry is like I said, it's tangible. Like geometry is in everything that we do. You know, like even building things with our magnetiles. You know, but but algebra,
it'll be a thing to look up, like what you use it for if you were not a scientist.
Yeah, because I don't think I have. But I want to homeschool her. I don't want her to go to public school. I just don't like how kids are mean. And I was treated really mean when I was in school. I remember it. And I just don't want that to happen to her. I will be angry.
Yeah. But I also think it helps to build character. Not that you want your kids to be like mean, like not mean, but like be on the receiving end of mean. But like
it helps to like figure out how to interact with people who aren't always nice to you.
Yeah. But as adults, I don't have anyone that's like blatantly treating me hateful. You know, like there's
Until
no
you
one
get into the workplace.
Even when I was at work, no one was like, "You're so fat and ugly," you know, and that never happened to me as an adult.
No, but I mean, I'm just saying, like, I remember my first job. I worked in retail at a craft store, and the first customer that I had was saying some like really mean things because it was my first day on the job. Like I didn't know what I had just been trained. Like I didn't know what I was doing. And she was saying like, why aren't you going faster? Why don't you just give me this price? Blah, blah, blah. It was so like, and like learning how to like, you know, like you have to have a little bit of tough skin to like be able to be in the workplace and deal with stuff like that.
Yeah, I guess I can remember like coming into contact with some disgruntled customers working in where I used to work.
Yeah.
But it didn't bother me because I felt like I was doing my job. Like they're just angry because they're not paying their rent and they're about to get kicked out. I had people pull guns on me. Because I come with the police. So like, you know, you're being evicted, which I didn't want to evict them, but I don't have no choice. It's my job.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so, but it didn't hurt my feelings the way when I was a kid and I was in school and people were like, you're fat or, you know, you have a mole on your neck and like, you know, just kids are mean.
Yeah.
Kids are really mean.
They can be very mean.
Or like make you feel like you're not a part of it and like you want to be friends with this little group of girls and they're like little hateful little brats.
Yeah.
Oh, it makes me mad.
We talked about this before that like we just had very different lives growing up.
Yes.
That I was never on the receiving end of like a lot of harsh like treatment from other kids. And like I do even remember going from from middle school to high school. Like I lost all of my friends. All of my friends decided they did not want to hang out with me anymore. So I had to make all new friends going into high school. And I'm sure at the time I was very hurt, but it ended up being fine in the end. Like,
yeah. So, I mean, I'm fine now and I do have lots of character. That's a great thing. But like I remember those things so vividly and like not having nice clothes and wearing like hand-me-downs and Goodwill clothes, people making fun of you for your clothes. Like I don't want Sadie to ever go through that. Hopefully she'll not have to wear Goodwill clothes, but if she does, you should not be treated like that.
Yeah.
And other people don't bring their kids up the way that they should, and kids shouldn't be acting like that to begin with. Yeah. In my opinion.
I mean, not that I'm advocating for public schools because I think that we will probably, at least for the first few years, do private school. So but I've heard that private school can be just as bad with cliques and kids doing all this stuff.
If you don't have like-minded parents, you know, raising up their kids and trying to teach their kids the right thing.
Yeah.
And they're just, and a lot of kids don't have love, you know, like they're not loved. Yeah. So they act out and it's sad.
Yeah. Well, I think it is time to close out the podcast. We have some hungry kids running around looking for some food.
Yeah, they're starving. We're having a gourmet dinner tonight. Hot dogs and macaroni and cheese and corn pudding.
The kids will love it.
Yes, they will.
Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us on the porch this week.
Yeah, you guys have a great week. We can't wait to see you next time.
Bye.
Thanks for spending a little time with us on the porch today. We are so grateful you're here. We pray this episode encouraged your heart, lifted you right where you are, and brought a little more grace into your day. If you enjoyed this conversation, don't forget to follow along, join the Facebook page, and share the episode with a fellow mama.
We'll be right here next week, saving you a seat. Same porch, same fellowship.